Hi everyone, and welcome to day number 5 of the Friendly Junk Journal people's 12 days of junk journal gift idea tutorials. And today we're going to make an embellished trifold envelope. So I'm going to start with 3 envelopes, and these are ones that I had just bought for doing homemade cards. So they have kind of a squared pocket here. So what I want to do to start with is do a little bit of decoration on the edge here, and then we're going to put some old paper on the inside here just to decorate them up and cover the white. In hindsight, I should have gone through and coffee dyed these first, or tea dyed the pages, but I didn't, so oh well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to decoupage some napkins on there. Now this is a packet of napkins I bought a while back at Tuesday morning, and I'm going to be using these. And I'll be able to use the one napkin, will be plenty for covering the backs of all of these. So first we'll get the pages, the layers separated out with not too much difficulty. I cut my thumbnails. Cut one. Save that for something else. Now, little trick for getting the next layer. So what also works is take a piece of just regular old Scotch tape, and you can often get a little separation here, and then it'll loosen up that one more page or one more sheet that's attached on here. And then carefully take that off. And again, keep that. This has a little faint design on that. Actually, I wonder, no, that's not going to work in there. We might get to reuse this part today as well. Maybe. So I'm going to use some clear gesso. You can use that. You can use liquid glue. You can use Mod Podge. Whatever works for you. I just want to put a bit of a layer on here. And the clear gesso will dry clear. It's not like the regular gesso that will dry white, put like a bit of a white film on it. This dries clear, so let's just put it mostly to the corner here. And just carefully go over the top of it, just to make sure it's adhered. We'll just trim this roughly across the top for now. Once it's dry, we'll come back in and trim it more carefully. Alrighty, so put that aside for a little bit and let that dry, and I will get the other 2 envelopes done as well. We don't have to, I might leave that on and just zip through that when I'm editing. And once it's dry, we'll take the edges off here. And then we want to trim the excess napkin off the edge of the opening here. So now we have the 3 of them lined up. And then what we're going to do is line them up like so. So I want to use either liquid glue, tape runner, whatever type of glue you like. Glue along the edges here. Pop these guys together so that they're nice and the edges are all even, and then fold that down. Then you'll open it up like so. Then we'll add the next one up here. So we'll add glue to double-sided tape to this one. Another ambulance or fire truck. So again, put these face to face. Get it lined up with the folds. Make sure your edges are nice and straight and even. And fold that back down. And we have the 3 that fold together. This is pretty stark white, so you can leave it like that if you want. This is nice for tucking in. You can tuck in little guys in each of these envelopes. If you want to do something on the insides here, one thing I was thinking would look nice are, we're back to my same little book. If we take a page like so, just make a quick little mark where the fold is. And then take the, I just like to take the 3 of them just together. Take a, I have a metal ruler. It's not a tearing ruler, it's just a plain ordinary everyday ruler. And tear the edge of the pages. I like taking my distress ink, is that the right one? There it is. So just to distress up the edges a little bit more. I'm only going to do the top edge here, which will be the part that's peeking out. And then you can just tuck that inside. You can glue it in if you want, or you can just leave it as is. I like to go through and distress up these edges a little bit as well. Not a lot, because I find that it's kind of awkward to do them. And so you can put these in to soften up the bright white. You can just use a little bit of a tape runner in there to hold them in place so they don't go anywhere. Whatever makes you happy. I'm just going to fold it back this way just to maybe dull up that white just a little bit. Because I was using bright white envelopes. You might want to choose some envelopes that are a little bit like an off-white color, or you might want to copy or tea stain them first. It's all up to you. I also want to do a little bit along the sides. I think I will put just a little bit in there just to hold them in place. I do like the look of that in there. So we have the inside part, and we'll do a little something on the inside here, I suspect. So we just fold this up, and the lid down. The lid? I don't think it's a lid. So now we want to do a little bit of a decoration along the outside part. This will be the inside. We'll want to put a little something, embellish a bit on the outside here. There's a variety of things you can do along here because we do want to kind of cover up the flaps from the envelopes. And again, it is going to fold up, and then the top down here. So we will want to put probably a little something in here. And have something that shows along here when you open it. And then something on here. And you'll want something on this part as well. Oh, it doesn't quite fit. Thinking what I'd like to do is overlap this a little bit. It doesn't, it's not quite long enough. And this is just paper that I have dyed with food coloring. A little bit of water, put a little bit of food coloring in some water, and then painted it onto the paper and let it dry. The same way you would do coffee dyed paper. This is just with food coloring. So I want to, let's use this. And we can probably get away with using just one 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. And put this down along here, and then this part can go along here. That'll work out just nice. Let's cut that down to size. And again, using our tape runner. So put our first piece down. We'll just take it right up to the top. You can use liquid glue for this if you prefer. I tend to like using the tape runner. And then we'll just take our tape runner all the way from the top where we left off. Just put a few spots here and there. There we go. And I add a little bit more under here because it's not quite all the way. Trim this little excess. It didn't quite measure. My little rough measure wasn't quite perfect. There's a stretch, eh? So fold that. Fold it at this fold. And here we go. And then we can take, oh rats. Didn't quite fit. I was hoping it was actually going to fit there perfect, but it won't. We'll come up with something else for that. But again, we can distress the edges here. So I want to put some kind of decoration on here. I'm really liking this. So I think we'll do a little bit more of the blue paper on the two flaps. And then on this side I want to put more of this paper. A little bit more distress. And what I want to do along here, so remember the inside of a napkin, the liner? I want to put that on there. I think that'll look amazing. Yep, that's going to look really good. There we go. Let's get a little bit on. There we go. We'll just let that dry for a bit. Okay, so this is the only part left to take care of now. And just trim that off. Yeah, that works out nicely. Then we can just put little note cards in here in each of these little pockets. And then just close it up. And there's plenty of space if you want to do some additional decorating on here. I'm just going to distress that just a little bit. And we'll just put a little bit of a lace tie on here. And you could add a little what's the word I'm looking for? A little punch a hole there and put one of those little, use the crocodile. I've lost the word. One of those little rivets in there. And you could put a little tie through there. Or you can just take a piece of ribbon or a piece of lace. Both of those would work just fine. And just do a quick little tie on it. And you're good to go. And there we have our little 3-pocket embellished envelope. I think he's really cute. I really like him. Alrighty, I hope you enjoyed that. Take care, and I will see you in the next video. Bye now.